Welcome back to Curitiba, Brazil. I've done a number of these talks now from here in the library, an amazing library. You can see the stalls and you can see this amazing window that I've been showing you, dedicated to the development of the world, development of civilization. Depicts the development of art. And I'd like to tell a story. So the last time I talked about my 5-minute stories from life, I talked about how I became a professor and ended up here in Curitiba, Brazil in the first place. I want to go back. Before that, I had talked about meeting the man that changed my life, which was Swami Satchidananda, and how impressed I was the practical teachings that I was receiving in engineering and business that I saw in his explanation of yoga and meditation, taking care of the body, developing clarity for the mind. So thinking that I had to have it, I inspired to no end. He changed my life. And I told Susan we need to go to India because that's where it was. There's no yoga and meditation in the United States. We're going to go to India as soon as I graduate. She said, that's okay. I want to come with you. And we graduated, and here was the plan. Not a great plan, by the way. The plan was, I was young, I was naive. Back in the day, we had Yellow Pages. Yellow Pages was the Google of the day. You went to the Yellow Pages to find what you wanted, where something was located. And so I thought we would go to India on a one-way ticket. I would look up yoga in the Yellow Pages and I would find it in any city and I would study it. Well, not a great idea, just so you know, but that's not what happened anyway. Fate intervened. I'm in the Indian embassy, picking up our tickets, our one-way tickets. When the woman in front of me, the clerk says to her, why are you going to India? And her answer, it wasn't a private stall, I could hear the answer. Her answer was, I'm traveling with Swami Satchidananda. That was the only name I knew. And I said to her, when she was done, could I talk to you? Would you wait for a moment? I picked up our visas. It turned out he was getting there at exactly the same time we were. He was actually going to Ceylon, which is now Sri Lanka. So we did have to add a leg to our trip. But I said, could we join you? And she said, sure. I said, I knew him. I met him at Cornell. He's the inspiration behind our even taking this trip. And she was more than excited to have us join him. And we caught up with them. There were only 10 of us. 10 of us. Swami Satchidananda, Susan and myself, Alice Coltrane, John Coltrane's wife. John Coltrane, the famous jazz musician, had just passed away. Alice was a musician of her own right, and she brought her harp all the way to Ceylon. Back in the 60s, there were 3 female anti-war folk singers, one of which was Laura Nyro. There was Joan Baez, Judy Collins, and Laura Nyro. Laura wrote a number of the songs like Save the Children. Laura was with us. We ended up in the hills of Kandy, Ceylon on a tea plantation for a month. The very first month of our trip, our immersion into yoga and meditation. Every morning, Swami Satchidananda would teach us yoga and meditation. We would break for lunch. After lunch, we were free to practice, free to read, study. After dinner, then we would meet for dinner. And at dinner, he would answer any question we had on anything. The dinners were always amazing. And after dinner, Alice would play her harp and Laura would sing. In the hills of Kandy, Ceylon, where they bathed the elephants in the river after working in the jungles, there was no Yellow Pages. I don't even know what to To tell you about it, I feel so totally blessed. It was changed my life. That trip, the time we spent in India, Swami Satchidananda, when we were done, gave us a letter of introduction and a list of masters to visit all over India. That was our yellow pages. Everywhere we went, we were honored guests, and it just continued to change my life. I tell you that, everyone thought we were crazy. It was crazy going to India on a one-way ticket. But it didn't turn out to be crazy at all. And even those friends who thought I was crazy now say, how did you know? How did you know yoga would be so healthy and so good for you, that you'd stay in such good shape, 76 years old? Yes, Swami Satchidananda. I met him at Cornell. I ended up living with him for a month in the hills of Kandy, Ceylon. What a blessing. From Curitiba, Brazil, I will continue the story. Blessings to all. Have a great day.